Welcome into another edition of the Leadership Library, hosted by CEO and author Rocky Romanella. Rocky is the author of the book Tighten the Lug Nuts, The Principles of Balanced Leadership, and has over 40 years of business experience as a prominent member of the UPS Supply Chain Solutions team, as well as the CEO of Unitech Global Services. So sit back, grab your notebook, and take a seat, and get ready for this edition of the Leadership Library.
Welcome to the Leadership Library. I'm your host, Rocky Romanella. You know, in previous episodes, we talked a little bit about my desire to start out in college as to be a high school history teacher and a baseball coach. And obviously, as we talked about in the past, I never gave up my love of coaching. I feel like as a leader, that's what you do. You're coaching. So today I want to just quickly talk about what I think are the 5 components of effective coaching. You know, coaching is such a great profession, and we coach in everything we do, whether it's on the field of play, whether it's in a business, whether it's in our families. And so I want to talk a little bit about what I consider the 5 components of effective coaching. For me, the first is analyzing and understanding what needs to be done. Whether you're in a family setting, whether you're in a business setting, whether you're on a field of play, what are those things that we need to get accomplished? Could be you take over a team and you need to improve its culture. Same could happen in a business. Its culture, its processes. How do we go about doing things? How do we, for example, talking to my son who just became a head baseball coach, right? He's talking about the processes, how we practice each day, how we go away to home visiting games, how we clean our field all the time so that we have pride in our field. So those are processes that are put in place. So what are analyzing, understanding what it needs to be done. Everybody says, well, winning is an output. It's like profit in a business. Profit's the applause you get from your customers. Winning is the applause you get from your team. I think number 2 is monitoring the progress so that you can recognize the successes, understand what needs to be improved, and have that continuous improvement process always working. So monitoring progress and recognizing those improvements so that you show people this is what good looks like. This is what I value in your behavior. I think improving your teammates, improving the skill of your team, improving the skill of your people in your organization. So that improvement's so important. And that's an individual thing, right? Because everybody needs something different at different times. I think I told you once that the greatest lesson I learned was from my wife, Debbie, when she made that statement about our 4 children, that she has no favorites because everybody gets what they need when they need it. Well, that's how this became part of improving employee skills for me, or improving the skills of your team, is everybody gets what they need when they need it. I think number 4 would be delegating effectively. People want to know that you trusted them, that you delegate to them. If you're an excellent pitcher on my team or an excellent quarterback, then I don't need to overmanage you, right? If you're an excellent CFO, I don't need to overmanage you. I get to delegate the authority that goes with the responsibility. The one mistake that people make is those 2 don't equal. If I'm going to give you the responsibility to do something, I have to give you the authority that goes with it. So delegating effectively is such an important skill in coaching. And the 5th one is providing appropriate feedback. There's a time and a place, right? Sometimes I praise in public, but, correct in private, or I help you through these difficulties. I give you the appropriate feedback at the right time in the right settings. So coaching is such an honor to be a coach. It's something you should never take lightly. I feel it's such an important part of the growth of individuals, and a good coach is always growing because their people are growing. So their growth is an output of the growth of the individuals and their care. So just quickly, let me just wrap up these 5 key components. 1 is analyze and understand what needs to be done. Then you want to monitor the progress towards the objective that you've established. You want to improve the skill of the people in your care. You want to delegate effectively. And then you want to provide the appropriate feedback to those individuals. And I think if you can use those 5 components of effective coaching, I think that not only will you be a successful coach, you'll have a successful team, and you'll have people who feel as though they're growing because of their opportunity to be coached by you. Once again, thank you for being part of the Leadership Library team. Until we meet again, thank you so much for being part of it. And if you get an opportunity, read the book, Tighten the Lug Nuts. All the things that we're talking about are built out in that book.